pickers, Carla here. I want to talk to you today about some of the most foundational stuff for playing music, guitar or other instrument, and that is rhythm. It's easy to end up with soloitis when you play guitar because a lot of times you're playing guitar by yourself. It's not like playing the flute or the violin where you're usually in the orchestra or the band and you have to stay in time and you've got all these people around you that you have to meld together with. It's easy with guitar to wander off and just sort of put 5 beats in one measure and 2 in the next and get really wandering with your rhythm. So one of your best friends that you can have when you are a solo musician playing by yourself most of the time is a metronome. Now there's all kinds of metronomes out there. I gotta pull out one here from the 80s. All right, this is my super old metronome that I've had for a really long time. But you can get one of the ones that is less electronic and more physical, that has the old school metronomes that go back and forth. And you can also get an app that has a metronome. And there's online metronomes on web pages and things like that. So I'm gonna set this. It has a dial there and it'll go slower or faster. It's beats per minute. Just like they measure your heartbeat in beats per minute. So 60 beats per minute, for example, would be 1 beat for every second. I can speed it up, more beats per minute. I can slow it down, a really slow song. All right, you can do that with any metronome. You can make it slower or faster. I'm gonna set it at 72. That's a nice tempo. So, this is our beat, our pulse, and it sets our tempo. Tempo is the word for how fast we're going overall. Right, so the overall speed of a song is the tempo. I set it at 72 beats per minute. That's the tempo. And what we're going to start with is a whole note. A whole note lasts for 4 beats. So with our metronome on, we will hit a note on the 1, we'll count it 1, 2, 3, 4. Start back at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how we're going to count. Most of the songs that you hear out there are counted that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once in a while you get a waltz song and it'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But right now we're going to do 4, because that's most of the music out there is in 4. So whole notes last for 4 beats, all 4 beats, and we'll hit it on the 1 and let it ring through the rest of the beats. So these are whole notes. Play them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 4 whole notes. Now, obviously, there are notes that are shorter than a whole note. Not everything's going to ring for 4 beats. So we have designations for each of those as well. The next thing down is a half note. And a half note gets 2 beats, because that's half of the measure. What is a measure? A measure is a group of beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a measure. The next 1, 2, 3, 4 is the next measure. So a measure is a group of beats. We divide up music into groups of beats called measures. So after whole notes that lasts the whole measure, gets 4 beats, the next thing down is half notes. They get 2 beats. And we're going to count them 1, 2, and then the next half note gets 3, 4. So the first half note gets the first 2 beats, and the second half note gets the second 2 beats. And I'll show you what I mean. It's a little more easy to demonstrate than it is to explain. So again, I'm just going to hit all the open strings. I'm not going to worry about putting anything down on the left hand right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And those are half notes. The next next one down, and you may start to see a pattern, is going to be the quarter note, which is going to get 1 beat. And that means you're going to play on every beat. What does that sound like? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are quarter notes. And then we're going to do just one more. We can keep dividing in half. You'll notice it keeps dividing in half. First we had something with 4 beats, then we had something with 2 beats, then we had something with 1 beat. The next thing down, when you divide 1 in half, is going to be half a beat. It's going to get half a beat. And those are called 8th notes. And instead of saying 1, 1 and a half, 2, 2 and a half, 3, 3 and a half, because that's too much of a mouthful, we count them 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's how we count 8th notes. And on the guitar with 8th notes, the way we do them is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And on the down we'll hit all of the strings. And on the up we're just going to hit first and second, maybe first, second, and third. It's kind of a flick. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's what that sounds like. I'll turn on the metronome, our old friend the metronome. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Tempo's a little fast, so let's take it down from 72, make it a little more doable. Take it down to 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And the 8th note strum is something so useful in the guitar. I'll put a chord down so it sounds a little more pleasant to listen to. You can do a whole song just like that. Sound great. And then you start mixing up quarter notes and 8th notes. So that was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I might do a quarter note on the first beat and then 8th notes on 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Or I might do quarter, 8th, 8th, quarter, 8th, 8th. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. All that stuff that we can get into in another video. But the thing to take away from this video is the difference between whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and 8th notes. And if you understand all of that, you've got a great foundation. And if you can read it when it's written down, if you can read it and you understand it and you can feel it, then you've got a great foundation for being a solid rhythm guitar player, being able to either accompany yourself singing, someone else singing, or playing while someone else is playing lead guitar, and all those things that a rhythm guitarist does. So let's review. Whole note, I'll turn on the metronome again. So keep you honest. I've got it at 66. I'll put a G chord down. Whole notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here come half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, review that, watch it as many times as you need to, and get yourself a nice solid foundation understanding whole, half, quarters, and eighths, and you'll be on your way to being a great rhythm guitar player. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and got something out of it, please hit subscribe and like. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Happy picking!